Hello, my name is Camilla Burwell. I'm attending Liberty University. I will be discussing my interpersonal communication project that I am taking in HSCO 508. I will be discussing the definition of interpersonal communication, multiple skills of effective communication, my overarching goal. I will be discussing my background, my behavioral blend from the unique personality, my communication challenges, as well as resources and just my plan of action and how I plan on overcoming my challenges. What is interpersonal communication? The process by which people exchange information, feelings, meaning through verbal and nonverbal messages. When communicators give and receive or talk and listen in ways that emphasizes their uniqueness. How do we effectively communicate? The breathing method, inhaling and exhaling. Through inhaling, we could use the mindful listening, which the mindful listening is seeking, processing, therapeutic, evaluating. We could also use the empathetic listening, which basically focuses on the speaker feelings. Also, the dialogic listening, which basically helps everybody build meaning to the conversation. So it's a little different from empathetic. It's basically just keeping the conversation going and, continuing the process. So if the speaker was to say something, then basically the listener piggybacks off the speaker say so they can continue on with the conversation. Other effective communicating goals will be exhaling, which is self-disclosure, and it's not necessarily getting overly personal, but just basically opening the trust factor and the door where you guys can communicate and everybody feels comfortable. Clarity, just making sure you're clear, just formulating your sentences, making sure the listener truly understands your message, and paraphrasing, which is basically, repeating what the speaker said just to acknowledge or to let them know that, you understand where they're coming from and you're receiving the message. What is my overarching goal? Like in Peterson 207, which is right here. Why don't we listen better? Everybody is talking at once and nobody is hearing each other. And also we have a bad tendency to listen to respond. Well, I know that I do. So my overarching goal is to become a better listener. My thought process works entirely too fast. It appears that I'm just maybe too anxious to respond. So I'm really not comprehending to what the speaker is discussing. I feel like it can be very detrimental to my spirituality, my relationship, and my career if I don't take the time to fix it. My background, I was raised by a single mother. I'm the only girl. I have 3 brothers. Educated, the first in my family to graduate, the only one in my family to graduate. I'm very athletic, so I'm a team player, and I'm also shy. So this right now is, I'm a little shy. So my behavioral blend, basically I feel like my background plays a huge part of my personality and my behavioral blend. But behavioral blend basically focuses on the behavioral pattern due to our personality. The model of the human behavior have 4 basic types of temperament, which is active task oriented, active people oriented, passive people oriented, and passive task oriented. And I received that from Carbonell. Um, my personal blend is the CS, and what's expected of me is the SD. I'm expected to be demanding, dominant, submissive, and flexible. Who I truly am. I'm passive. I'm a perfectionist. I'm people oriented. I'm task oriented. I'm not the type of person to communicate amongst the group. I like one-on-one interaction. I'm a behind the scenes type of person. I'm for the research, but I'm not for presenting. I'm also submissive. And what are my communication challenges? Right here, bridges, not walls. Fast thinking. When listening to someone, we have a great deal of spare time. Also, people make attributions to make sense out of someone's situation. That's definitely what I do. I basically try to, figure out why this person is acting this way. Or even with the fast thinking, it's like my mind is racing. So, while they're talking, somehow, some way I find free time to overthink or for my mind to just go elsewhere. Also from Peterson, he mentioned how what we fear is affected by how we are feeling. What we hear is affected on how we are feeling, and that's definitely one of my challenges that I need to work on. It truly depends on my mood, or just how I'm feeling in regards to if I'm listening to a friend vent or a family member. I basically respond off of how I feel, or I zone out so I can't truly comprehend what they're saying to me. And another one of my communication challenges, they mentioned it actually in Listening, The Forgotten Skill by Burley Allen, is listening through filter. And what they mean by listening through filter is basically you go back to your past experiences, and you don't realize that you're doing it, but basically you haven't overcame those past experiences. So you basically listen through just maybe through hurt or through what you're used to, or you're not really listening with a clear mind. How to overcome my challenges? I need to stay focused while listening. I need to avoid trying to solve everybody's problem. I need to understand and reshape my belief and my values. It's just not good to hold on to something, and it's gonna play a huge part in how we react to things, how we listen to things, or just our actions. A lot of the stuff that's still heavy in our souls, if we don't let them go, it's not gonna do anything but build up. I also have to learn how to be more empathetic versus sympathetic while I'm listening. So I have to definitely put myself in the other person's shoes so I can understand more, or a little better. What is my plan of action? I definitely have to control my defensive mechanism. Because like I mentioned before, I listen to respond versus listen to understand. I feel like that comes from maybe me just kind of, jumping the gun, or just kind of being sensitive, or maybe trying to beat them to the punch. Or I also have to focus on the speaker. And what I mean by focus on the speaker is just, hear them out, listen to them, genuinely listen. I have to listen productively. I just have to just be all ears. And if I'm listening actively, I can, ask you a few questions. Just keep the flow going. Just be productive while I'm listening. I also have to, as I mentioned, listen with empathy, and most importantly, I have to respect the speaker. I have to let them finish getting their message across before I respond. In order for us to become good listeners, we need to develop empathetic listening. The goal of empathetic listening is to really hear from the other person, to begin to see things as he or she sees them, rather than looking at what he or she is saying only from my point of view. And I received that from a Peered article review called "Develop Effective Listening Skills" by Sek Kummer. And also, reflection is the technique in which the receiver restates key information the sender has sent for the purpose of gaining clarity. And I received that from Listening Skills to Facilitate Effective Communication by Johnson. I want to add those techniques in at the end just to basically adopt the positivity within the technique. I feel like we all pick up bad habits in regards to our negative communication skills, or just a lack thereof. So I feel like applying those techniques in my life, it will help me become a better listener for God and for myself. Thank you. Have a blessed day.